Gang, we are so close to the end of 30 in 30, and I'm going to try and do a unique intro for each of the final set of videos. Today's is one of my own creations, a classic from my early days of NoSleep. It's Don't Look at the Moon. Now, I want to let you know this has been edited and is being narrated by editor John, We Try Horror. I am still involved in this. I am doing 2 voices. I just didn't want to do 4 and overdo my voice while I'm still sick, and ensures that I get a daily piece of content out, so please be nice. I think We Try Horror does an amazing job. He's collabed on this video, so please go and give him some love if you like the way he is doing things. Obviously, you're here for the way I narrate, I understand that, but because I'm ill, because this is a daily endeavor, we're going to try a couple things out to see how we can get to the finish line. I'm going to see what tomorrow brings when it comes to Friday's video, and we've got a video with Vidith, which is me and him discussing the 30 and 30 experiment. That's going to go up on the weekend. Sunday will probably be no upload, and then Monday we'll be hitting the ground running with the existing uploads I've mentioned to you already. I'm really excited to finish strong on this project and then figure out where we're going from there. But for now, that's all from me. Thank you so much for all your support. Please give We Try Horror some love in the comments, and enjoy Don't Look at the Moon.
I'll say it plain. The acquisition of Nazi party member Werner von Braun was not the most heinous action NASA committed. Not by a long shot. By the time I'm done here, you will not look up at the sky in the same way. I want to start by offering an olive branch of trust. I'm not a former NASA employee, an astronaut, or some high-ranking government official on the loose. Those people don't have the fucking time to share their findings or the wherewithal to do so. No, I'm a whistleblower, sharing this in plain sight where it'll go unnoticed. A needle in a needle pit, if you will. By December of next year, it will be half a century since humanity has attempted to, or landed on the surface of our lunar body. Between 1968 and 1972, we manned 6 missions and a dozen amazing men have passed 250,000 miles. Since then, the highest we've gone is barely 400 miles, staying in the proverbial pocket. Do you ever wonder why that's the case? I started looking into this when a large amount of conversations during the lead up to the half-century anniversary of our lunar landing were met with evasive and awkward answers. Yes, we know NASA had received less than stellar funding over the years, but there's obviously more to it than that. Every time I'd get an interview with a cosmonaut, a roadblock would be put in my way.
Mr. Can't see you right now. He's got a hip surgery planned and needs to focus on his recovery. I'm sorry, but Dr. is unavailable. He's facing a bereavement and can't handle interviews at this time. This is the son of Dr. and she's requesting you cease and desist from contacting her.
Roadblock after fucking roadblock. Nobody wanted to talk to me, and every forum was littered with idiots, weirdos, and conspiracy theory nuts who were convinced of superfluous tall tales about the moon. These fuckers never got a degree, did any proper unbiased research, or went out of their mother's tinfoil-laden basement. They had no clue. But I was objective. I paid my dues reporting on scientific achievements and had always prided myself on being able to focus on the truth, not the circumstantial. Anyone with half a brain could sense something wrong when they look up at the lunar body, the pale, faceless orb gazing down at us night after night. It gets worse when you remember it's never really gone during the day, that the pale blue sky can only hold it back for so long before it rips through the thin veneer of safety and looms overhead. Good thing it can't watch me where I am, in the safe house. Sometimes I hear it groaning outside, pleading, perhaps. They still want to communicate, to make me look. I digress. I was persistent and called in some favors to get access to archived and classified documents, highlighting the space race, expeditions to the moon, and lost cosmonauts. For anyone not familiar with the original term, it was used as a way to catalog astronauts sent into space by the Soviets, but their existence was never acknowledged by the Russian government in any way, thus making them lost. It details many things, horrible things, But key among them was one word that stood out when referring to the lost cosmonauts: communication. A transponder developed by the Soviets somehow still worked in the hours following a critical error that would leave a cosmonaut in peril. For brevity, I will share the transcription in its entirety.
May 1967. Project Hushwave activated. Set to direct frequency. Awaiting response. Project Overseer, Dr. Vitali. Cosmonaut, Colonel Elin. Colonel Elin, do you copy? Can you hear me?
No response. Dr. Vitali repeats the question 3 more times before a response is brought back.
Yes, Doctor. I can confirm hear you. I was unsure if it was you. The voices, they can sometimes lie.
Clarify.
A short response, this time suspected hesitance on Ellen's part due to slight stammer.
It is the darkness. It lies to you. It makes all voices seem like they are putting on an act, trying to gain trust before hurting you badly. It tells me to pull back the curtain, but I refuse.
I do not understand. How can there be voices where you are?
I do not want anyone from home to understand. You are still in the fog. It is to be expected. I am here to protect that sanctity. It is my job as a cosmonaut. For all of you.
For the motherland?
Yet, for all of you.
Let's review from earlier. Your mission to Luna was successful. You landed and were due for takeoff. You said you needed to fix the controls on Morozov 4 before a navigational issue caused a complete failure of power.
Yes.
And you have reported no way of returning home.
Yes.
Comrade, forgive the bluntness, but you do not seem to be concerned about this. Are you not worried of death? You've been up there for 40 hours. We estimate you will be dead in another day. Maybe slightly more. We cannot reach you in time.
There's a longer than usual pause. A small scratching sound can be heard.
Doctor, you are a far more intelligent man than I, and I have things I wish to know before, well, you know. So I wish to ask you 3 questions before our time is up. I will provide any information you require in return.
Of course. What do you see around you? Anything of note?
Nothing. Darkness. Pure welcoming darkness. Doctor, do you believe in God?
I know there is much talk of one. Whether they exist, I do not know. How are you feeling? Is there anything you could tell us?
I feel fulfilled. I am protecting. The voices keep trying to make me pull back the curtain, but I am strong. I cannot tell you anything you do not already know. The rest, I could not if I tried. Do you believe in people?
Of course, Elin. We are strongest together. Greatness comes from perseverance and from our collective vision. Why?
Fervent laughter ripples through the transmitter. It does not match the vocal patterns of Colonel Elin.
Comrade? What was that? Are you well?
That was one of the voices. They found your answer amusing. Vitali, do you want to see what's behind the curtain? Is your desire to make the motherland strongest worth losing your soul?
There's a long pause. Heated discussions between Dr. Vitali and his superiors argue as whispering can be heard from Elin's side.
What kind of question is that, Elin? You have limited time and resources, yet you waste it with such strange questions.
I'm sorry, Doctor. The time up here, the silence, the darkness, it is not meant for mortal men. My wife, my son, please pass them a message. It may be the most important message I'll ever send.
Of course. What is it?
Another long pause. This time, soft weeping can be heard from Ellen's microphone as the low humming grows louder in the background. His voice drops to a whisper.
Kamarov died screaming and burning, but at least he was embraced by the earth. I would not get that chance. Tell Masha, tell my boy, don't look up at the moon.
Transmission concluded. Future attempts to reach Colonel Elin were unsuccessful, and he was presumed dead on May 30th, 1967. This on its own is disturbing. It's been posited before that insanity can come in prolonged darkness and silences. Imagine looking around you, a desolate rock with darkness stretching in every direction. The only piece of hope is a colorful orb that you will never get to see. But it doesn't end there. This is simply a prelude to what they found. Something is calling to me from outside of the bunker, but it's a clear night tonight. I know better. Nothing more to do than carry on, right? The Soviets would launch a final expedition on August 12, 1971. A reconnaissance job involving 3 astronauts would scope out Elin's final location and see what they could find. The space race was now long over and interest was dwindling. It was hoped that a definitive find would help boost funding and establish Soviet dominance. Rather than relaying the entire transcript, I'll pick things up from the first hour following a successful landing and beginning their search.
August 13th, 1971. Landing of Fedorov 2 successful. Transmission established. Project Overseer, Dr. Vitali. Cosmonauts, Commander Abromovic, Pilot Vatic, and Science Pilot Semenov.
Commander Abromovic checking in. Making our way to Colonel Elin's last known coordinates. ETA 3 hours. Semenov says he sees something and wants to check it out first.
Understood. Keep your wits about you, Ilya. It is unknown territory once you reach his spot.
There is a short discussion and Abromovic comes back, confused.
Doctor, you said Colonel Elin's ship malfunctioned with no way to return, yes?
That's correct, Commander. Is there an issue?
Yes, Semenov has looked at the ship. The damage done to it was man-made. There are several large dents on the outside, and the panel was forcibly ripped.
Muffled murmuring from Vitali's side continues for a couple of minutes. Abromovic clearly concerned.
Doctor?
It has been noted. Perhaps more answers lay with his corpse. Collect what samples you need and head to his last known coordinates. Out.
3 hours, 18 minutes pass before correspondence begins again.
We have arrived at Elin's last known location. No sign of him, but we can see the Terminator. They lie between the light and dark side of the moon, about 1 kilometer from our position. Vatic wants to scope it out.
Head for the Terminator, but be wary.
Oh my god. Doctor, Semenov says he can see a cave entrance right by the Terminator. I'm moving in for a closer look.
If this is true, this could be the greatest find in human history, comrade. But keep sight for Elin's body. That is still priority.
There is a long pause, and when Abromovic speaks, his voice is shaking.
We found him. Requesting permission to evacuate immediately.
Denied. Why would you leave without exploring this cave? What is going on, Commander? Report.
Semenov can be heard trying to calm down Vatic, who is having a panic attack.
Colonel Elin is in a small hole that was made by extreme force. His body has been crushed. Hands are mangled and his visor has been destroyed. His face... Oh God, pieces of it are missing. Something chewed off his cheeks and lips. Requesting permission to evacuate immediately, Doctor.
Denied. You're not seriously suggesting there is something up there, are you, Commander? Listen to yourself. You're experiencing the same sickness as Elin. The sight of a corpse is simply making you delirious.
Doctor, all 3 of us are seeing the same thing.
Enough. Leave him where he lays. We will discuss this soon. Explore the cave. This is too important a find to back out now. The last of our funding went into this project, and we will not leave empty-handed and let those capitalist pigs gloat over their victory. Do you hear me?
Vitali smacks the desk and the mic booms. There is a short pause.
Confirmed. moving to explore.
There is silence for 5 minutes as the group maneuver to the cave opening.
The cave itself appears natural, but the incline goes down and there seems to be some stronger gravity. There's some rudimentary steps. Man-made, maybe? Or some kind of creature, maybe. It goes down for a decent degree. We'll update when we see the bottom.
I want photos of everything, Abromovic. Make sure Vatic picks himself up and helps Semenov.
Heavy breathing comes through 7 minutes later, and when Abromovic speaks, he is exasperated.
Oh, we found a central room. Several basic archways leading further on, but we are in a makeshift command room for my best guess. Vatic thinks that through the route we took, we've gone under the Terminator dividing the light and dark. But now we're firmly underneath the dark side of the moon. He thinks... Doctor, he thinks we're in front of shutters. There's a button in front of us. Semenov is begging us to go back. I think we should listen.
Push it.
But sir...
You will not dishonor our motherland with your hesitance. We are on the cusp of greatness. Push it.
Abromovic pushes the button, and the sound of shutters rising fills the audio. Within 60 seconds, screaming follows. A heavy thud and the sound of glass breaking cut through the static before Abromovic can be heard panting.
Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's a viewing port.
Where are Pilot Vatic and Science Pilot Semenov? What is going on?
It's a viewing port. It looks up on... No. No. No.
Abromovic is still panting, assumedly going back upstairs and on the verge of tears, a mixture of crying and manic laughter. Vitali is undeterred, but clear stress is in his tone.
Commander, I need a report. Pull yourself together.
When we looked out, Semenov, he started yelping, scratching at his visor. And when that didn't work, he volleyed his head into Vatic's until the visor cracked. And he continued while I got away. I didn't look for as long as either of them did, but I saw enough. It looked out that... Oh my God. Oh my God. My fucking God in heaven. What are we? Where are we? Is this a zoo? Doctor, what did you not tell us?
I do not understand. What are you saying, Commander?
You lying fucking pig! You fat sack of shit! You knew there was something there! You sent us out to die just like Elin, didn't you? You old fuck! Sending the young to do what dickless men like you could never do!
Abromovic's tirade continues for several minutes, words and behaviors he had never exhibited in his psyche evaluation coming out. Vitali sounds genuinely unsettled by some of the things he's saying.
Commander, we only had an idea of what was there. We did not know for sure. We still do not know. You haven't told us. Please, for the motherland, for those we've lost, tell me what you saw.
The angry shouting stops, and a low rumble penetrates through the transmission. Abromovic laughs and cries. It is hard to distinguish which is dominant.
What is waiting for us? What are they watching for? There's a guardian here. It was asleep until Elin woke it up by getting too close. It was to make sure we never found out the truth. Oh God. I'll never see my family again. My home.
The rumble begins to cause crackling in the radio, and, for a moment, another voice comes through. It's Colonel Elin's.
The darkness is good, safe, comforting. We do not need to see what is behind the curtain, behind the fog. Do not look at the moon.
For the first time, Vitali is emotionally distraught. He is shaking and his lip quivers as he manages to utter one word.
Why?
It's a terrarium. Something is watching us.
Transmission ended. Several days after this, Vitali was found dead in his home from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. A telescope was still propped up by his window. A simple note by his bedside said,
It blinked, and in that moment, I glimpsed madness.
In January 1975, an event would occur that would encourage all involved parties to unilaterally agree that the moon should never be visited again. Various excuses of lack of funding, interest, resource, and so forth have been put forward. All have validity in them, but they hide the truth. The reason I'm telling you all now, the reason I'm in my bunker and will stay here until the danger passes. I don't even know how long it's been. Much like the cosmonauts, I'm in my own void, disconnected from light and other contact. The voices I create are the only company I have. Maybe that's how Elin felt when he realized what secrets were kept here and how important it was that he never took them back home. Perhaps anyone who stares at it for too long on unguarded nights is vulnerable. It brings out an ugly glow, its secrets laid a little too bare for normal minds to grapple with, encouraging them silently to behave unusually, like an experiment. Which is apt when you consider the words of Abromovic and Elin together, the statement and the question.
It's a terrarium. Something is watching us. Do you want to see what's behind the curtain?
We look behind the curtain. I don't know exactly what they saw, but with every supermoon, it gets a little bit closer. And now it knows we're aware of it. There isn't meant to be a supermoon out tonight, but something is looming overhead, speaking to people. Please, don't look at it. You don't want to know what's looking back.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some of our other transmissions. We're adding them regularly and we'd love to have you as part of the Dusklight family by subscribing, hitting the bell of snakes, and you guessed it, more snakes, and leave a comment with stories you'd love for my many-legged runners to find. Now, I want to thank all of our patrons for making this possible. If you want to sign up, it's as little as $1 a month and you get exclusive content, early access videos and stories, updates, and more. But times are tough and we will always be grateful for support no matter what form it comes in. Financial, spiritual, corporeal, maniacal, whatever you want. It really helps us out. Dusklight gives thanks to, first, our Sturgeonite faithfuls, Sabrina Alexander, Laree W, PRDL12, Jason Webb, Jimmy Ricardo, 21 Keys, Jack the Lad, Nathan Billings, J.I. Lara, Val Was Taken, Amy Walrath, Dexter, Heather Gee, P. Tripp, Super Abyss, and Morgan Ra. Our Purple Crayon Eaters, Feeny Von Karma, Max, Phi, Amara, Ashabel, Candyman Gloving, Mike, Alex, Gail Allstott, Echo Kion, Ian Hancocks, and Kendra Wilson. Our janitors, Alex Nunez, Arkham Cookie, Amy, Adrian R., Heather Cayley, Scott, Death31, Sabila Eclipse, Joy Flint Healy, Dux, Shane Lewis, and Allie. Our Nightmare Detectives, Fox Clifford and Melanie Schaefer. Our Void Walkers, Professor Creepypasta, Rat Squatch, and Josh Woods. And lastly, our Blackwell family members. Great Uncle Ven Blackwell with his forbidden knowledge, Izzy Blackwell, our resident bug devourer, Adela Blackwell's firebending and illusions, Ethan Blackwell, abyssal fisher and repo lord, Jackal Blackwell, head chef and mystery meat purveyor, Clue Blackwell, the chrysalis of unknowable horrors, Tabitha Blackwell, void water baron and forever frenemy to our last entrant, Papa Kyle Blackwell, from his tower of bones, broth and spines, preparing for the outer gods to recognize his claim. We love and fear you, Papa, and we thank all of you humbly for your patronage and look to see you bright and early for Dusklight orientation. Purple crayons and existential dread will be provided. And one last time, listeners, close your eyes and breathe with me. Remember, no matter how bad things are, how cruel people can be, and how heavy your shoulders may feel with the weight of the world bearing down on them, Dusklight will always be here to lift the load and provide you with some respite. Drink some hot cocoa with chocolate sprinkles and fat marshmallows. Have all the Christmas candy you can manage, watch a video about liminal spaces and cryptid sightings, and sleep on the cool side of the pillow with the window open and the stars twinkling down on you. Start and end each day with kindness in your heart. You matter, you are loved, and every day is another chance. I'll see you again when the sun sets and dusk enters the station.